Hello there, everybody. This is the Bad Raven. Sorry I've not been on here about a week. We're going to make up for that today. I got a great movie I've been looking forward to for the past I'm not sure it's 2-3 years, but since the last one came out. And that's The Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is a movie that when I first watched the first one, I was telling my son Andrew that when I first watched the very first one, Guardian of the Galaxy, it just wasn't anything like any Marvel movie I'd seen, and I wasn't really expecting what it was. And when I first watched the very first movie, it just kind of fell flat to me because I didn't understand it. Then I watched it the second time and fell in love with it. The music, the acting, the story, the comedy, the action, the adventure, all the people in it, all the characters, and the actors that played them really were beyond what I could even expected. So I really enjoyed that movie. So when I heard about the inevitable part 2 of every great movie, I was kind of really looking forward to it and kind of scared too, because you never know what it's going to turn out, because I've seen a lot of sequels even to action movies and any type of genre, horror, comedy. Have some of the second ones have really fell on their face. But I'm happy to say, completely happy to say, this one will not let you down. This one is a great sequel to the original. It's on par and maybe even surpassed just a little bit on the first movie. But this is going to be spoiler free, so I'm not going to give you away any broader details than what the trailer has shown you. I've only watched one trailer because I didn't want to spoil it, because a lot of movies have been spoiled that way for me. So I stayed away from everything after the first trailer. So I really went in trying to avoid everything. So when it came out, and I went and watched it this matinee on Saturday with my family, I was blown away. I mean, it had everything. It had everything the first one had, as far as the humor between the cast. That's one thing I really like about the Guardian of the Galaxy, is the little things they say to each other and their little arguments and stuff amongst the group. And then the group I'm talking about, Star-Lord and Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot. All of them together, they're all their little play off each other. They just work together so good. The casting is so well done with that group. It's like they all have their little niche, and they just really work together. And it's comical genius when they do that. Everybody steps up to the plate in this one, and everybody delivers. Of course, the main characters in the movie. We got Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. Then you got Gamora, played by Zoe Saldan. I probably butchered it. Drax by Dave Bautista, and Rocket is played by the voice of Bradley Cooper, and Groot is voiced by Vin Diesel. And of course, it's a little baby Groot, in this one, and it makes it so much cuter. And I'm sure they're going to sell a lot of merchandise of little baby Groots. My son watched it and bought the Groot head for the popcorn that they had at our theater, and everybody was like really asking him, "Where'd you get that?" And I always tell him where he bought it. So it was kind of neat, and it definitely sticks out when you're carrying it in the movies. But you have the returning characters too of Nebula, which is the sister of Gamora, and she's played by Karen Gillan. And let's see, you got Yondu, of course, Michael Rooker, and he is tremendous. I can't say enough good things about Yondu, played by Michael, that he steals the show in parts, and he makes you really, really care about his character. In the first one, I was telling my son that he was a okay character in the first one, likable in some sorts. He was supposed to be a thief of the galaxy of their group, and Ravengers, I think they're called them. We call them the Ravengers, and I didn't really think much about him in the first one. He was a good, decent character in the first one, but in this one, he really exceeds any expectation I could have had for him. And what I like about Marvel movies, it seems like the next movie always surpasses the next movie, surpasses the next movie. And this one was no different. I mean, they are able to give their characters souls and give you depth of feeling for these characters that you would never think that you had. I mean, I was almost to tears in certain parts of this movie because of the great character development that they took time to develop. And I mean, any group like DC, whoever's trying to imitate Marvel's movie making, they need to really take that into account. I was telling my brother-in-law, they know how to develop these characters. They know how to get everything they can out of each one of the characters that they have. I mean, and they don't have to be the main character of the movie. They can pull out great performances with the actors that they have, with the storylines that they have, that can really blow you away. And I mean, this one was one of those types of movies. But the premise of the movie, where Star-Lord's been looking for his dad, that's given, and we know that Kurt Russell plays the character of Ego, his dad. I don't think I've given anything away with that. The trailers pretty much promote that. And the casting of Kurt Russell was a great casting effort, because Kurt Russell is one of the greatest actors that I've watched on film, and he could do any range of characters, and he played this to the 100% perfection. And they are basically having to find out more about how Peter Quill was taken from the planet in part 1, and all that happened since then. So you have all the the conflict of that going on. Then you have Drax, and you have Rocket, and all of them having their little back and forth and stuff. And tell you, Drax is completely Dave Bautista that plays him. He just even a notch higher than he was in the first one. I mean, the little comical things that he does with his character, the straightforwardness of his character is supposed to be, he just says what's on his mind, and it's completely funny. They had some parts in there I must warn some parents, I almost forgot about. They had a little more sexual humor, more than they did in the first one, and I got kind of worried within maybe the first 30 minutes that they were going to do a lot of sexual humor. But they kind of toned it down after that, and they went straight, with the action and the storytelling. But, there might be some cringeable parts, but it pays off in the end. They get away from that kind of stuff. But that's the only imperfection I saw. But it's just a very slight thing. I mean, it will not affect your movie-going experience, believe me. Once you watch the whole movie in its entirety, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, because I can't give anything away. There's also a cameo on this one by the great actor Sylvester Stallone, and he plays Thacker Ogard, I think, if I haven't spelled this wrong. And I'm surprised he took the part, because it's a very small part. I mean, you might see him on screen twice, but his presence is felt, in what scenes he's in. So he really adds to those two scenes that he's really in. So I mean, just any way you can put a good actor like Sylvester Stallone in a movie like that, go for it. He may have just wanted to be in a, I don't know if that's actually going to be a recurring part for him of this character or not, but we'll find out in Volume 3 if he's in it. What else can I say about the movie? It had, the action was top notch. Of course, the CGI, the practical effects, what practical effects they used were all done where you couldn't, tell one from the other. No, it was seamless, as you could say. And the opening scene with Baby Groot dancing around will put a smile on your face if you like Groot in any fashion, and I don't see how anybody couldn't. They use the music wisely in this. It's more 70-ish, which I know I say the other ones were all 70s too hits, but they had some really good ones in it, especially the last song was well picked by the director, and which his brother, the director's brother, Sean Gunn, is in it and plays, I think it's Kagan. Well, I can't pronounce it, but close to that. He has a bigger role in this one, I think, and he does really good with his part. I guess in closing, I would think you should go out and watch it. I mean, I know probably a lot of people have got it on their list to go watch anyway because it was such a hit, the first one. But this one will not let you down. You will definitely get your money's worth. You will, you'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll just have a very, very great experience at the movies. And that's what it's all about. It's to go in there with your family and enjoying what you're watching. And I really praise Marvel for sticking to their guns and making this movie what it is, and making it very enjoyable. Also, stay for the post-credits scenes. I didn't put this, I forgot about this. My son reminded me. They've got like 5 different scenes that they show. Instead of showing them all at the end, they show them as the credits go up. You'll see one, there'll be a space, so don't get up and leave. You'll still go all the way to the end of the credits, but there's 5 individual scenes. One that has something to do with the future of Marvel's next movies. The rest were just fun little, scenes that they did with the characters, and I think you'll enjoy them all if you stay and watch those. So I'll let you go with that, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll be talking to you sooner with some more videos, and I appreciate every last view that I get. So from the Bad Raven, we'll see you later. Goodbye.